Hello folks, it's been a while, like it's been all busy, showing us down from Scotland again. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a look, see what's inside this purple box. What's this black thing? What's this silver thing? And a few others. Well, you know, it's all been going on. See you in the down view. So, here we are. Now, I'm going to have to take off this old monster because I haven't taken it off for a week. I absolutely love it. Look at that. Looks the business, that does. So, let's have a look and see what's in here. This is a Peterworth. Watch, cufflinks and tie. Now, as you guess, like, this is another canteen crown. Now, unfortunately, like, this never came with the filters, because these do have like you can change the crystal and you can change the the bezel. It's a bit stiff. Well, just take from me, the bezel, it rotates off and you put another bezel on, which is like graduated, like, you know, for minutes and stuff. But there's also a filter which you can put on it underneath the glass that turns those letters into the purple, which is Peterworth's like signature thing. It's canteen crown, signed crown. Got a nice thick serviceable it's a 45mm. There we go. And there we go. Look at that. It's a sandwich board. What a sandwich board is basically, it's like a perforated overlay that goes over a light sort of substrate, and sadly there's no loom on this whatsoever. So I think, you know, look, this thing cost me £5. Like, it took a little bit of fettling up and everything, a bit of a polish. It's got a nice solid, like, you know, I mean, it's even got a signed buckle as well, like, you know, with the PW. Like, I quite like that, and it's all designed to go with this sort of gear. Like, you know, this is the whole thing. Peterworth is actually quite, it's a bit like Ted Baker or Ben Sherman, like, you know. So I've kept that in there, like. So, right, we shall put that. Oh. The only thing I don't like with straps is that you can't just pop them off. And look, there we go. Right. So, and just to show you the difference between the two, and you could probably, like, you know, that shows you how much bigger the Invicta really is. It's a canteen crown. I love it. So there we go. Right, let's put Mr. Invicta there. Right. Oh no, I've forgotten some others as well. Whoa. I mustn't forget these as well, because, like, you know, I mean, they're all grist to the grill. I mean, I slowly work through stuff. Now, this one, a few quid. Southern Railway schools class, silver plated. There you go. For some reason it's showing a bit fast. It's not a very high quality movement, I'm afraid. It's really not, like, you know, but wine's nice. I mean, you know, it's a working mechanical pocket watch. I should imagine the silver plating on this is microns thin, but, like, you know, that's an enamelled picture. You know, but I mean, you know, I like it. Like, you know, it's got a nice movement. You know, the thing is, right, you know, if the movement goes tits up, like, on this, like, you know, I can always get another movement for it and put something a bit better. So, what's next in the list? Now, I bought a job lot. I won't be putting this one on because the strap's not very good. Gold plated Lorus, which has got Seiko movement in. Just waiting for a new strap for that because I quite like that. It's nice dressy. I mean, yeah, I mean the gold's worn off in places, like, you know, but the fact is it's a Seiko. I don't mind. And like I repaired the Lorus and these two, like, while I was watching my mate Vin's video, of all things. Like, you know, I just sat there and just fixed them up. Here we have a pod, fixed bezel, nice thick bracelet. Like, the only downside on this one is it's lost its tang that clips this part together. As you can see, like, it just pops open again, see? So I would shut, but I'll show. I mean, I could always hold it closed, like, you know. I mean, I don't know much about pod. Yeah, keeps very good time, nice date, like, date complication, like, I mean, it is a nice, clean, you know, generic watch. I mean, you know, it's just a shame the clasp has suffered, and because it's a fitted bracelet as well, like, it's I can't stick just any old bracelet on it, like, but that will be repaired. So there we go. Now this one here is a time. It's got a strange metal and rubber bracelet. It's very, very stiff. I mean, I doubt very much if I'm going to wear this very much, because simply because it's just too diminutive for me. So there you go. It's a shame I couldn't get that on the other one, because, like, that would look quite nice on the pod. I mean, put any comments down below, like, if you know anything about pods. Now here we go. Here is the creme of the creme, sort of thing. Right, gonna need something a bit special for that. Pulsar YM92, which is a Seiko 70M92A movement. Full chronograph, fast splits, high hand, date complication, 24 hour and sub-seconds, like perpetual seconds. Top button finish, and you just do that. Whee! away, and it's done. Right, now this turned up, the guts of this. It turned up in this. Now I paid 15 quid, 15 or 14 quid for this. Like, you know, what it was it'd been adjusted for a young lad or something, and they'd lost the links, so it was like useless to anybody who had big wrists, say like me, like, you know. So I mean, it's a bit more worn, the bracelet and everything, but so I picked up from eBay again this case with a spare dial, spare new hands, including the subs, right? And this was a new old stock. It's got signed clasp. A new old stock, never been used bracelet and case. Absolutely flawless. I mean, it's like a brand new watch now. It's got a nice, what's it, 2 buttons to like undo the clasp. And there you go, look at that. Now I don't have many, I mean I've got my Accurate Skymaster in black, but I don't have many black watches. And I think for the shocking price of £18 of anybody's money, I think that was a bloody good deal. And all it took me was 10 minutes of work of, like, you know, making sure everything was nice and clean. Like, you know, I mean, I radicode down the dial and, like, you know, I mean, I just made sure, wish it bloody focus, stupid thing. I think that's bloody good, like, you know. The loom's a bit weak on this, and there's the loom on the other hands is a bit weak. So I think what somebody did was they got they bought the other one like new, and they got it for the movement, say to put into another YM92 or like 179M92 or something like that. So they needed the YM92 movement, you know, and so they just like salvaged the movement out of it and just sold on cheap, like, you know, the brand new case, which I don't care about, you know. I mean, a new YM92 movement is not cheap either, so, like, you know, I mean, it would have been cheaper to do it like that, buying it for a watch. But I think that's beautiful. Look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, is there anything else? Any more for any more? I think that is us. I'm not sure. All right. Oh yeah, there is one more. Where are you? Aha, there we are. Now this one is a rarity. Now it's not in the best condition. It's Pulsar again. Now this is a Pulsar VJ42 sandwich board. Very, very, very unusual. Alright, you know, I don't know if you can see where it was saying about the sandwich board, but as you can see, the hands are moving. They're free, so they either need pushing down, which is what I'm going to do first. I'm going to have the second hand off, and then, like, I'm going to, like, you know, line it all up, and then, like, I'm just going to take the hands off and reapply them. But if not, I have got up here from Cousins, because these are only a couple of quid each, 2 brand new Seiko VJ or VD42 movements. I mean, you know, for the price of 2, like, you know, because you got like a little bit off for buying 2. I mean, you know, so they're brand new, never been used, so they are going in there. The only thing I've got to do now is find a black stem. All right. But as you can see, this one's actually working, but it's just like, obviously the hands have jumped off or something. I reckon somebody had the back off. Like, you know, I mean, I've got to clean up, like, the crystal and everything else, like, but the black PVD is actually in very, very good condition. And as it happens, I actually have got a pair of very nice, very high quality black bracelets similar to this. Or, if you look at the pattern, I could rebuild this bracelet, and that would fit straight in, because if you look, it's like a square, not a curve. So, you know, this is going to be, you know, I love this. This is just gorgeous, like, you know. I mean, it's my favourite colour. My favourite colour set. It's like black sandwich board, and it's a Pulsar. So there you go. So I think we are all up to date on what's going on there. Right, we'll take this on to the next one. Let's have a more gratuitous look. Now you can appreciate how pleased I am with that Pulsar YM92. That is gorgeous, you know. It's definitely worth more than the £18 like it's cost me to like do that, like, you know. I mean, and I quite enjoyed doing it. There was no dramas, like, you know. So I thought I'd have a bit of a catch up with watches. Like, I haven't done much talking about the railway side of things because I've got loads. I mean, literally, I filled a huge box full of train, I mean, you know. And then what I'm going to do is my workbench in the front room, that is going to be my layout, because I mean, it's a big long, it's like a 12-foot long by such and such, like depth, like, you know, hardboard top thing. And I think to myself, it's no brainer, isn't it? I'm sitting there looking at, like, I'm going to have to get a paste table, cut the paste table, some hardboard and stuff like that. I've got something already there. So, you know, all I've got to do is just got to go through the stuff and sort it out more effectively, because what it is I've put all the stuff in easy to reach middle part, the middle cubicle. Well, I've got an underneath bit as well. I mean, what is the point? Like, you know, like, I might as well just put, like, you know, rearrange stuff into boxes and put underneath, and then stuff's too big to go underneath, like the belt sander, the belt sander grinder and stuff like that, and the welder and that can go in the middle cubicle, and then I can have the top thing, I can have that for my model railways, like, you know, and I think that will work. Like, you know, I've been through a lot of stuff. A lot of boxes have been sorted out, so it's all been going on, like, you know. And trust me, like, you know, if you like model rail, like, you know, you will not be like going wanting. The Reliant is now a van again. I went out there yesterday and I re-vinyled up the the unvinyled window with some yellow. Now people are saying, oh, why did you put yellow on it? Because it like yellow vinyl on it, because it don't look right. I've said to them, like, you know, that's there as a base, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of that adhesive, like, you know, basically stuff that like makes paint stick to stuff, because there's no way you're going to get paint to stick to like car glass, like, and stay on there. So I've put the vinyl over it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of this adherer or something, like, you know, adhesion promoter or something like that, and I'm going to give that a good lathering over, like, sort of thing, because it dries clear, sort this stuff does, right? And then I'll go over it with, like, you know, like a more, like, you know, in with the rest of the car sort of yellow paint, like, you know, and then that'll be ready to put the trotters thing back on, like, you know. And I mean, I've been looking at the cost of, like, getting a new set of trotter, like, decals and that, like, you know. And I was thinking to myself, like, I've got a printer, like, you know, why don't I just create a stencil and just use black gloss spray? You know, I could do the stencil with 3 layers, sort of thing, so it all matches out and everything. And in that way, like, you know, I mean, it's a bit of a no-brainer again. Well, I mean, what's a couple of bits of paint, paper and some ink, like, you know, like all 40 quid for, like, you know, like a set of, like, you know, like vinyls that, you know, which after 10 years are just going to look like mine did, like, you know, they're just going to look knackered, you know. So it will be a trotter again. Like, I'm going to tidy up, like, I'm going to get all those bits of plastic vinyls off the front, and then I'm going to get out it. I've got some proper Daytona yellow paint, and then I'm just going to, like, basically give it a brush, but don't in such a way so it, like, sets flat, like, sort of thing. And then it will look more trotted again, like, you know. And of course I've still got to do the headlamp as well, like, you know. So I've got all the bits to redo the battery stuff, because the terminals are pretty knackered. And then I've got all the bits to do some other things, and the only thing I've got to get now is I've got to get a gasket set. So I've still got to do the, because I'm suspecting it's a bit weepy on the old what's it, the camshaft end of the timing chain, like, you know, or it's just the gasket that's gone, like, you know. So I mean, that's more involved with the car up in the air and everything. So there you go. Like, Shana's down here yesterday. Her friend Tom, who's a 5-star chef, Jess, sorry, cooked us like what's it, a beef. I bought her like a £10 beef joint, like absolutely huge it was, and it cooked up a beautiful, like, you know, with saute like taters and like what's it, baked and what's it, veg and things like this red wine sauce was just fantastic. Like, the whole thing was just beautiful, like, you know. So it's nice that we get something nice, like, you know. Tonight we've got garlic chicken, so, you know, I mean, it's good that Shana's friend, like, you know, he's absolutely, like, you know, shit hot, like, chef. He works in a place locally, like, and you know, he's very well regarded, so, you know, he comes over here and spoils us, like, you know. So there you go, like, you know, it's all been going on. The baby's doing fine, growing like a weed. Like, cats are doing me head in because, like, it's summer and they're in and out and, you know, frolicking about, like, you know. I mean, was it during the night, Verity kept waking me up, and I threw her out the bedroom in the end with the baby, like, you know, because, like, she was winding him up as much as winding me up, like. And of course, like, they was using me. I was trying to sleep, and, like, you know, and they were using me, like, they was racing up and down the flat, like, and, like, using me as kind of like a parkour, like, sort of bounce zone. I mean, because they would bounce on my head or something, bounce back off again, and it's like, you know, and I mean, you're trying to sleep, you know, it's not good. So there you go. When you sign up for cats, you sign up for cats. So last look at that. I do like that. That's, you know. So that's that. If you ever wonder what a sandwich board is, and I do believe, no, it's not upside down. No, yeah, and it is keeping very good time. You know, that is what a sandwich board is. Right. So this is Peterworth. Right. Some people rate these, like, you know, as I say, like Ted Baker's and Ben Sherman's and stuff like that. And this one will be obviously a much nicer one. This Lorus. It's nice, clean, like, you know. So there you go. I'm going to leave that one with you, and I will catch you in the next one, which will be, I assure you, more train orientated, because I have got a class 33, I've got a class 37, I've got first generation, like, you know, the very first Triang BR class 101 DMU coaches, right, in good condition. I've got wagons, I've got stuff, and one of the eBay sellers is a local as well, who just does, like, you know, model rail, like, you know. So, well sorted, you know. We will go through that, and I'm just going to wait for my canisters of spray insulation foam, or whatever it is, the one that's, like, you know, because that's what's I'm going to be using that, and chicken wire and a few other bits and pieces, and that will be making more hills and dales and, like, you know, and height, you know, embankments and everything, like, you know. So it's all going on. There you go. Toot toot, chuff chuff, you know. And if my film art is watching, peep peep, because that used to wind him up. He used to go peep peep. All right, Phil, like, you know. He used to get right cross, like, you know, because, like, everybody knew it. I mean, that's what, like, we started talking about. The fact was, I said, I didn't know you like trains. As it happens, I do, like. There you go. See you in the next one. Toodle pitski, double thumbs up. Stay safe.